Hello there, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria. We have your summer 2025 singles reading for all of you singles out there looking for new love. This is this reading for you guys. So we do have a couple of very significant planetary shifts that are happening in July, and of course in August we do have a full moon in the sign of Aquarius, and we do have Venus changing signs a couple of times. So Venus, of course, our planet of love and money, essentially, also self-care, new beginnings, abundance, all wonderful things with Venus wants to bring us. And so Venus is entering Gemini on July 4th. And so in the coming weeks, this can be where conversations can really open doors to new romance, your love life, meeting new people, that kind of thing. You could even have a very fruitful conversation with somebody that you already know, and they could be wanting to help you in finding love in some way. And it might be a little bit unconventional. Gemini energy, so Venus in Gemini can bring multiple people, right? Gemini is the twins, and it can be multiples. So you can have multiple opportunities to open the door for love. We have Venus as well entering Cancer on the 30th, right? So Venus is a relatively quick mover. So first we've got Gemini for a few weeks, and then on the 30th, Venus enters Cancer. So we do have some very loving, very caring, very nurturing capacity and energy there. So you could meet somebody perhaps through your home, through a relative, or maybe you're hosting like a get-together, a party at your house or something, and you could have a mysterious stranger that shows up. Venus will then on August 25th move into the sign of Leo. Very passionate energy, very exciting energy. Could be something there with a lot of chemistry. We do have retrogrades, so we do need to address those. Mercury retrograde number one, first and foremost. Mercury will be in shadow the first couple weeks of July, and then will turn completely retrograde on the 17th. And Mercury is retrograde in the sign of Leo. So this can be where you're rethinking things about your love life. You're maybe reassessing past situations that have happened in your love life there, and thinking about, how do I cleanse and purge and prevent myself from, experiencing the same things. I want something better. We do reflect a little bit more in retrograde season, and it's all the rewords, right? So reflect, refocus, regroup, renew, and sometimes, yes, revive. So Mercury retrograde, especially in Leo, right? Because Leo is very passionate energy, and it also brings out people's courageous side sometimes as well. And so, yes, there could be a second chance at love. Perhaps it was a connection that previously never went anywhere, didn't quite get off the ground. It could have been time or circumstance. But yes, there could be potentially exes coming back as well. And I can hear the collective groan. Okay, I don't want my ex back in my life. I don't want to see this person anymore. But the thing is that sometimes when we do run into our ex, or if they do reach out, sometimes it can be a really pivotal turning point for healing, cleansing, and purging, because it can be like closure that you need. It can help you to feel a little bit more control and powerful, because it's like, I'm in the driver's seat now, right? So especially if anyone has, been a little bit controlling, or you felt something happened that was just completely out of the blue. So it can really put you in the driver's seat to say yay or nay, but it can bring about some healing for you as well. It's like, nope, that chapter of my life is done. We're closed. We're over. Goodbye. And on you go, right? And it's just the shedding of this old energy. However, some of you may want a second chance with an ex, so it could come out of the blue for you. Neptune is retrograde in the sign of Aries on July 4th, and we have Saturn retrograde also in the sign of Aries on the 12th. So as these planets shift, we may feel in some way that things slow down a little bit. However, it's a good thing, right? It can be a really good thing. Retrogrades do get a bad rap, but they do help us kind of take a big picture, take a look at the big picture, take a step back. And, we can really recognize things like red flags. We can, see the potential and the possibilities of things a little bit easier. And we do also have Uranus entering the sign of Gemini. This is on July 7th, and this is a big deal, okay? All the outer planets this year are changing signs. And so it is a huge shift of energy collectively, and it can feel like a brand new, fresh start on many levels. Uranus entering Gemini, it'll stay there for the next few months, retrograde for a little bit, and then go back into Gemini. But it's the beginning of a new era. Uranus is the wild card. Uranus brings us things that we didn't quite expect, sudden unexpected changes, and this can be really good for your love life. You can meet the person of your dreams seemingly out of the blue. Really the theme with Uranus is expect the unexpected, right? But Uranus is here to help us to break free, find freedom from past, and to move forward in a better direction, and sometimes in those directions that we didn't quite see coming. So it can be really exciting there for you. We have your first card. We've got the Garden and the Gate. Now, this is where some of this Leo energy coming in. We are going to head into Leo season in July, right? And then Virgo season in August. But the Leo season really does kind of take precedence a little bit because it can certainly get the ball rolling. We've got a new moon in Leo on the 24th, Mercury retrograde in Leo. So this can really feel like you're wanting to stay in your comfort zone. Okay, and Leo energy does bring out this boldness to us, our willingness to get out of our comfort zone, to take a chance, to take a risk, right? Mercury retrograde will have you probably overthinking and overanalyzing a little bit, but it can ultimately help you to move forward, right? Because first we assess and then we leap forward. So the Garden and the Gate shows this person here who is behind this locked gate, but she holds the key to open that door and to go forward into paths unknown, to meet new people, to try new things. So this can be an indication for you that to find new people, make new romantic connections. Sometimes we do need to get out of our comfort zone. So have a look and see what that looks like for you. We have your first chakra, Archangel Michael. Now, Archangel Michael is an incredibly powerful ally that can bring us some confidence and some healing as well, because Archangel Michael can wield the mighty sword there to cut things loose, right, that are not what things that we want to move forward with. So it's like brings in some healing energy and a little bit of sense of confidence and power. And so out of this deck, your first chakra is your root chakra, and that's your source of grounding, and that is where you feel stable and secure. So work with Archangel Michael, because your first chakra is open and in a healthy state. So if you've been worried about something, or if you feel a little bit, how should we say, sometimes we don't feel quite ready for love, or sometimes we feel that we don't have as much to offer as, what we would like, right? So sometimes if our foundation feels a little bit rocky and stable, we don't feel quite ready for love. So that can be energetically, or that can be in your physical world, right? And so work with Archangel Michael to trust the process and to understand that no matter where you are in life, you deserve love just like everyone else does. And it doesn't matter what kind of physical things or anything that you have to offer. The timing is always very interesting as far as meeting new people. So anyways, work with Archangel Michael there. We have healing family issues. So there's some healing energy here. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Now, some of you may have come from a broken home, right? Some of you, maybe you've had parents that have divorced, perhaps something else happened. Maybe you were raised by a single parent, perhaps you had relatively healthy parental relationship there, but there's something there that you need to break away from. And the thing is even if we have parents that have stayed together, sometimes the dynamic is just something that's maybe a little bit outdated or not for us. And we do learn how to love, and we do learn how to have relationships as we grow up, as we develop through our childhood and our teenage years. So with this energy here, this can represent for some of you, probably not all, but for some of you here, that there is a little bit of healing here that is really activating for you right now. And there's maybe like a little bit of a different way that you can proceed, but you might get some wisdom and understanding from where your family dynamic came from, right? Remember, we have free choice, free will, and you can choose to do something differently. And we've got chemistry. All right, there's a strong magnetic attraction. So some of you have already met somebody. You might have someone in mind already, or perhaps there's somebody from your past that there was a lot of chemistry with, and maybe it was something that just never got quite off the ground. It can be an old friend. It can be maybe someone you used to work with, or maybe someone that was like an acquaintance of a friend or something. And there was this snap, crackle, and pop in the air. So this can represent that maybe you've been daydreaming about somebody. And with Neptune retrograde, as of the 4th, Neptune retrograde in Aries, right? This can be, Neptune is a very dreamy energy, but it's one where we fantasize about something. So Neptune retrograde in Aries can be like a little back to reality kind of thing, and says, hey, it's wonderful. You have a fantasy, you have a daydream. Now, what are you going to do about it to make it a reality, right? And, so this can be a little bit of encouragement for you to, again, get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Maybe you need to make the first move, and maybe you aren't normally the kind of person to do that. But getting out of your comfort zone, being brave, right? Courage favors the bold, right? Or what is it? How does that saying go? Success favors the bold? Anyway, you know what I mean, right? Make some bold, courageous moves, and you just could be rewarded in some very wonderful ways. So chemistry can also represent that there is somebody coming in for you here where you're going to have that spark, right? Uranus moving into Gemini, it's sparkly energy, right? It's snap, crackle, and pop. Uranus is electricity, right? So it's electric. And so this can be really exciting for things to come. We've got playfulness coming out here for you as well. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine, okay? No matter where you are, whether you have someone in mind, whether you're longing for someone to return, whatever your situation happens to be, have fun, laugh, keep things lighthearted, and put a smile on your face. Do something fun, do something enjoyable. Sometimes, we just need to get out and enjoy the world. Northern Hemisphere, we are in the summer, and a lot of more people are outside doing interesting things. And, so when we do embrace the energy of playfulness, lighthearted energy, we laugh, we're in the energy of joy. When we project that out, it's so super powerful, right? When we reflect, that gets reflected back to us. So we attract people that are in the same kind of vibe, same kind of energy as us. So this can also represent that you are attracting somebody who is in touch with their inner child. They like to have some fun. They like to have some adventure. They can take things seriously when they have to. But ultimately they are, a joy, a pleasure to be around. And there's some good times that are ahead for you. Overall energy coming in, we've got the Queen of Cups. Absolutely gorgeous energy here for you guys. Queen of Cups can certainly represent a loving, caring connection that's coming in. Someone who might be very creative, someone who may be very in touch with their feminine side. They're open, they're receptive to love. This can also represent a person who is in touch with their spiritual side as well, but love is in the air for you guys. Now, the Queen of Cups can also, doesn't have to be a person necessarily, although it certainly can be a water sign energy. So we got Scorpio, we got Pisces, or Cancer, right? And Jupiter is in Cancer for the next year, which is wonderful, wonderful energy. Can be a little bit of luck, perhaps, headed your way. So it's really lovely. Unexpected things can happen. Jupiter in Cancer can bring us some wonderful things, but can be air sign energy here for you. But this can also be your energy and what you are embracing. You're opening your heart to love. You're positive and optimistic about the possibilities that are out there. You're open and receptive, and you're also embracing some healing energy here as well, if that is needed for you. Blessings headed your way. We've got the Page of Pentacles. Wonderful. The pages certainly do bring news. They can bring information, and they can bring invitations, opportunities, and gifts. So with the Page of Pentacles being in your blessings position, there can be something really wonderful, some really good news, and some good opportunities that are headed your way. Now with the Page of Pentacles, this can represent children. It can represent youth, whether it's your inner child, whether it's your past childhood, or whether it's one of your children now, right? There can certainly be some wisdom, some knowledge that comes in, some information. This can help you on your healing journey. This can help you to see love in a different light, in a different way. This can be, a new job. This can represent somebody that you used to work with, Page of Pentacles, right? Someone you used to work with, new love coming in. The Page of Pentacles can be a new love person. This can be someone, again, that you used to work with, someone that you work with now. This can be somebody who is a business or financial minded person here also. And it can be earth sign energy. All right, so we've got Taurus, we've got Virgo, we've got Capricorn. Okay, now I will say we do have a full moon in the sign of Capricorn on July 10th. Okay, so if you're seeing this reading before then, that full moon could potentially bring you something. Full moons are a great time to reflect, to release, let go, but also where something can come to fruition. So some of you could certainly have some magic in the air through that particular full moon, with that being in an earth sign. But you can certainly get some exciting things happening and some really positive good news and prospects with that Page of Pentacles. We've got the Eight of Swords. This is your challenge energy. Now the Eight of Swords is wrapped up, right? It's restrictive energy, often self-imposed. We're overthinking, overanalyzing. We're wrapped up in fear. We're uncertain about stepping out of our comfort zone. This is very, very much the same as the Garden and the Gate. And so this can be, it can be easy to address once you recognize it, or it can be like, yeah, I've been stuck here for a while. I want love, but I don't want to take a risk. I want love, but I'm just not sure. I want love, but I'm afraid of heartbreak, right? Or I'm afraid of something, not working out, right? We will never get or find the love that we're looking for if we don't let down our guard and drop our barriers just a little bit, okay? So that Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction in some manner, okay? But you have the power to release it. Just like the girl on the very first card, the gate is locked, but she's got the key around her neck, and the Eight of Swords reminds you of that as well. We've got the World, advice from Spirit. We're shutting down a chapter, we're shutting down a cycle, and we're getting closure. We're releasing, we're letting go, and we're about ready to expand our horizons into something new and something exciting. So embrace the energy of the World card. The World card can certainly bring joy and celebration. It can represent like an anniversary or an event of some kind. And so with the World card, if you are invited, Page of Pentacles, to go to some sort of gathering, some sort of party, it can be someone's anniversary party, a birthday, or just a family reunion, a get together, whatever it happens to be, right? You are encouraged by Spirit to go because, number one, it'd probably be a good time. You probably have some fun, but you could also meet some new people and make some interesting connections because you just never know who might be invited or who might show up. But the World card is Spirit saying that you are at the cusp of the end of a cycle. You have an opportunity to find closure if you haven't already. But no matter what your situation is, get out and explore the opportunities, explore the world, expand your horizons, and get ready to step through a door, step through a portal into something new, into something exciting, and something that could certainly potentially blossom into something just a little bit magical. All right. And like I said, we do have love on the table for you. We've got new energy, new beginnings, new people on the table for you as well. This could come as a surprise headed your way, but certainly work with the energy of Venus, right? Venus, your planetary ruler, and Venus is making some really interesting and really good moves. Yes, there's be a couple of squares in there as we move through our energy, but Venus essentially is really wanting to bring you some love. So let's get our last messages out here. And we've got beautiful possibilities. Beautiful. It's a message from fate about your love life, right? Fate sometimes will play a role and intervene in things. We just never quite know what we're getting, right? Or when. That's the most challenging part sometimes, well, is waiting for it, right? But we can do certain things to get ourselves ready and get ourselves prepared. There are beautiful possibilities in your love life lay ahead for you. And we've got red flag. All right. And remember I said a little bit earlier with the retrogrades that retrogrades get a bad rap, but they can slow us down a little bit, which we don't like as humans necessarily. Okay. Especially when we're looking for love. It's like, I've been waiting long enough. I don't want things to go slow. But those retrogrades can help us see things in a different light, see things through a different lens, and see the truth of things as well, and help you recognize those red flags, right? The red flags are there for a reason. People will show you who they really are. And you know when there's a red flag, when what that means for you. So just be aware that, there's more than one fish in the sea. Okay. And if you do find someone with a red flag, okay, that's, alarm bells are going off, right? Pay attention to it. Is the red flag, is what they're exhibiting, are they going to change just because you're in the picture? Likely not, okay? Those red flags are there for a purpose. They're to steer you away, right? It's like the red flag at the beach, right? Warning, warning, warning. Okay, so heed the warnings should you come into them, all right? And be willing to say no and walk away because there is something better out there for you. All right. With all of that, I'm going to leave that there. Focus on the beautiful possibilities. All right. And get out there and meet people and just have a good time, because you just never know what the universe may bring you. So I thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful summer ahead, and I'll see you next time. Bye.